everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Hbtv. I'm very happy to see you all back here with me, and I'm very happy to know that I don't fall off immediately after 1 year of Heroes Battlegrounds TV. So let's just roll into the intro. Thank you guys so much for 1 year. I kind of feel like I didn't sell it enough in the last video, which I should have because, you know, it was the birthday episode. But I'm going to continue to express my gratitude for your guys' continued support on this series. And here's hoping I never fall off and that I can keep making Heroes Battlegrounds TV until I am 90 years old and dying. As I mentioned in the last episode, we're looking for new segments, so I'm trying out, I think 2 new segments in this episode, and if you guys like them, I can continue to do them, and if not, I will throw them in a fire, and you'll never have to see them again. So, you know, there's a comment section. Let me know what you think about them when we get to that. First thing, though, we are going to roll into a tried and true clip segment because, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Although some of you guys think it's broken. I don't think it's broken. I like clip segment. I like looking through your guys' clips in the Discord. This week's clip of the week comes from Child with a Gun, a very unsafe username. I do not advise that, but they perform what is possibly the greatest aura recovery that is possible on Hawks, if I'm being honest, because whiffing this into the immediate save is quite impressive. Bloom, out of all of the projectiles in this game, it has the dinkiest little hitbox in comparison, so it always feels really nice to hit shots like that. Rolling into one of the new segments we're going to try out, this was inspired by the fact that pretty much anytime I go into any other content creators live, any other content creators comments, pretty much all I see is, hey, can you drop your color codes? I'm not sure what the infatuation is with color codes specifically, but pretty much 90% of the comments I see across social media is people asking for other people's color codes. So what I've decided is I'm going to let my wonderful Patreon subscribers pick their favorite color codes and have me show them off for you here on Hbtv. So here's just a couple of those. And while we're on the topic of our Patreon, this is going to sound like a shameless shill, but I do actually have a reason for it. When I run into people in game, or if I'm ever talking to people who aren't already in the Patreon, they'll ask me how like the shelf works, the shelf behind me with all the people on it. And that shelf is reserved for our very lovely, very loyal Patreon subscribers. Whenever I'm almost done editing a video like this, whenever I have pretty much everything else done, I will send out a private server link, and then anyone who's free at the time, which, you know, varies because I finish these episodes at very different times of day, but whoever's free at the time can join in, and they can stand on the desk, do their little emotes, hang out with people, and just, you know, get to be in the episode. And I think it's a cute little interaction. I think it's a cute little extra incentive on top of the other things that you get for being a Patreon subscriber. So if you are interested, the lowest tier is like $1. But yeah, I mean, it's just been a while since I mentioned the Patreon, and I've been getting questions about it. So clearly it's time for like a reminder and a re-up on how all that works. So there's that. And for this episode, I actually do have fewer 1v1s to include because, you know, while I was making the last episode, whenever I was playing in my free time, I didn't have anybody recognize me from what I remember. But this time, I actually did have people recognize me, and I recorded our fight. So I'm just going to include the ones that I think are cool. I'm going to kind of destructure the segment from here on out because last time I was like 1 per viewer. That's kind of boring. That's unnecessarily strict. So I'm just going to include all the fights that I had with people that recognize me that I think are entertaining to watch. I think that's like a fair metric. So enjoy these. You sound like a Five Nights at Freddy's character. I'm not even going to hold you. Good lord. I threw my volume down. Can you evasive? Oh, not nice. That was an awkward interaction. Yo, hit Q. There we go. Oh, never mind. I'm okay. I don't have any confirms off of this, so you might live. Ooh! I got tickled. Breaking news! I have a fantastic toga sneak to show you guys today. I really like it, and I hope you guys do too. Oh, that was jank. God, this is such like the worst neutral ever. Well, that was lucky. That was incredibly fortunate. I don't know if you have evasive or not, so I'm just gonna hope that you don't. You do have it now, though. It's your turn. Aw. Well, hey, we're both playing Deku. Or not Deku. Am I stupid? That's not the character. If I had passive, it honestly might be over right here, but I unfortunately don't. Ooh, okay. Oh! Ah, I'm so bad. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. Aww. This is not good. Uh-oh. It's over. No! Another segment I wanted to include in this video, but I'm actually more hesitant on like actually implementing, is kind of an analysis game style thing where I'm taking this concept from another YouTuber, but it's where I will record, and any good match I have, I will go back and retroactively like dub over and explain what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Because when I first did the viewer 1v1 segment, there were a couple comments I remember seeing that were kind of talking about how it is helpful as like a learning experience to watch people play, because, you know, you'll learn things that you wouldn't normally learn by just playing normally. And I was originally planning on including it in this episode, but if I'm being completely honest, I was kind of too embarrassed. The concept of you guys not caring at all and me just kind of like making a fool of myself, being like, and here's what I do. I didn't want to do that. So I'm going to mention it, and I explained it just to see if I could kind of gauge your interest in it. Because if you guys do not care, there's no point. Maybe I'll just scrap the idea and try to come up with other segments. And before I start wrapping the episode up, there's another thing I wanted to include, but I kind of couldn't like segue into it any other way. So instead, I'm just going to clunk through this very awkwardly. You guys are going to be able to turn on hitboxes in private servers soon. This is kind of an overdue feature, and I wanted to mention it, kind of like segue it into some other segment of the video, but I could not figure out where to put it for the life of me. So I'm just going to tell you guys this now, and I'm going to show it to you now. And with that final little thing, I'm going to finally start to wrap this episode up. I am very grateful for everyone for sticking around. I hope you guys like the new segments. I guess a new segment and segment idea, but regardless, I hope you guys appreciate them. I'm trying to bring like new stuff into this series, but I kind of don't know what really like fits the vibe. Because if I include too much footage of me playing, then it just becomes a gameplay video, and I don't think you guys really want that, because you're kind of here for like info and stuff, and I don't want to just turn this into like me playing Roblox. I don't want to just rebrand Hbtv into that, because that's not what this should be. And I don't have a lot of like selfies or screenshots or footage of me with viewers to include in the background, because if I'm being completely honest, after like the long live stream and the like 45-minute birthday episode, I lost all energy to like do anything in my free time other than rest. So I've not been playing a lot of Heroes recently, and I'll own up to that. I'm not on my Heroes grind like I should be, but I'm gonna be back on it now. I'm getting back into the swing of things. If you like this, and if you like the new segments, and if you have any feedback or any new segment ideas, please include those in the comments, and please let us know that you are here and that you will be here for us on the next episode of Hbtv. Have a great night, guys.